Hashtag Ask Goji Man, what's the best time to drink apple cider vinegar? Great question, let's get to it, roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow in the stump for you.
Welcome back, it's good to see you again. If you haven't met before then, hi, I'm Goji Man. I'm currently finishing a Masters in Nutrition and qualifying as a Nutritionist, and later this year I'm going to be doing a PhD in Nutritional Science. As always, just a quick reminder, I'm now offering the SIBO, the Organic Acids Test and Stool Test via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests, as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video. So just what is apple cider vinegar? Well, it's made by crushing apples and squeezing out the juice. Bacteria and yeast are then added to start the alcoholic fermentation process, which converts the apple sugars to alcohol. The alcohol is then converted into acetic acid by Acetobacter species of bacteria. And if you believe everything in the media, then apple cider vinegar is the miracle cure for everything from weight loss, detoxification, skin issues, and even cancer. The reality is though that the science doesn't support most of these claims. So before we jump into finding out the benefits and what time is best for consuming apple cider vinegar, let's understand what apple cider vinegar is not. Apple cider vinegar is not a good prebiotic. Now, the claim that apple cider vinegar is a prebiotic because apples contain pectin is stupid. There is virtually no pectin after the fermentation process, so it's certainly not an effective prebiotic. Apple cider vinegar is also not a good probiotic. Now, most of the bacteria in apple cider vinegar is killed off by your stomach acid or your digestive enzymes. Apple cider vinegar is not an anti-inflammatory agent in your gut. There is absolutely no scientific evidence backing these claims. Also, apple cider vinegar on its own is not a weight loss aid. It doesn't reduce heart disease, it doesn't reduce food allergies, it doesn't improve fertility, it doesn't boost detoxification, it doesn't balance pH in the body, and it certainly doesn't reverse cancer as some claims would suggest. What apple cider vinegar can do in the body is increase your stomach acidity levels, which can then aid in the breakdown of food, which can then reduce gas and bloating as less undigested food is hitting your small intestines. Apple cider vinegar can also help with blood sugar levels, as it can help with glucose and insulin control. It can also help with enzyme activation, which will then help with the digestion and absorption of nutrients. For those with low or moderate levels of acid reflux, it can also help with that as well as helping with bile and pancreatic enzyme release in the gut. And this is because it can increase stomach acid, which then in turn causes the stimulation of bile and enzyme release. Apple cider vinegar can also help reduce the amount of pathogens entering your gut. So if you have low stomach acid, for example, bacteria can then travel through the stomach and colonize the small intestines and cause small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And when your stomach acid is strong enough, the bacteria is killed off by the acid in your gut, so apple cider vinegar can really help with preventing gut infections. So with all of that out of the way, let's jump into the best times of the day to incorporate apple cider vinegar into your diet to improve digestion, help with blood sugar levels, and all of that other good stuff. Now, there are 4 times throughout the day that apple cider vinegar will be beneficial for you. First thing in the morning, before meals, before bed, and also when you are fasting. So first thing in the morning, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and a squeeze of lemon can really help kickstart digestion and help balance those electrolytes. Next up is before your meals, so 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar 30 minutes before your meals can help increase your stomach acidity levels, which will in turn help you more effectively digest your food. Next up, if you consume apple cider vinegar in the evening after your last meal and approximately an hour before you go to bed, for those with acid reflux issues, it can really help with reducing those burning and throat issues caused by the stomach acid getting into your esophagus. And for those who are fasting or intermittently fasting, then apple cider vinegar can be very beneficial because it tends to be very satiating. So it will help reduce those hunger pains, etc. Now to the kicker with apple cider vinegar. If you regularly consume apple cider vinegar to reduce acid reflux, to help control blood sugar levels, to help reduce bloating, or to increase stomach acid, then you have to ask why you are having to do this. So as I have said, apple cider vinegar offers a lot of benefits in the body, but it does this when something is not right. So if your stomach acidity levels are right, it helps with preventing bacteria and pathogens getting into your gut. And the stomach acid levels stimulate bile and pancreatic enzyme release. And if the whole gut cycle is running in a fine symphony, why on earth would you need to give the gut a helping hand? Now, we all get bloating and digestive issues every once in a while, but if your digestion is constantly plagued with reflux, bloating, bacterial and parasite issues, undigested food, constipation, diarrhea, then you need to look into this and get the issues resolved. Otherwise, these gut issues can develop into bigger issues in terms of food sensitivities, autoimmune problems, and many digestion and absorption issues. Don't keep brushing these issues under the carpet, as eventually your health will start spiraling out of control. And you don't want to be the next ex-vegan because you have been ignoring these digestive problems for the last 2 years. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, keep the questions coming. If you have a question for me, then hashtag AskOGMan in the comments below. And remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.